You can't do it now, can you?
No.
You want me to go in the other room?
No. I'll be fine. I can do it. I'll throw a sheet over you. Hi, I'm Katie and welcome to my Bookish adventure. So I was obviously meant to be doing my June wrap up, but considering I have basically been reading Jane Eyre for the entire month and I'm nearly finished, it just seemed pointless. And obviously I need to make my reading update video as we are now halfway through the goddamn year. So we are now officially in July. So far out of my reading challenge, I have read 12 out of 30 books, which isn't too bad. I have read a lot of like quite big books, but I have managed to sort of bump up my numbers by reading a couple of Kindle books, which have been quite short. So I'm going to do what I did last year, and I'm going to go through all the books I've read so far and give my rating, and then give like a general overhaul like of thoughts. The Chronicles of Narnia, 4 stars. The Assassin's Blade, 4 stars. Reflection, 4.5 stars. Mother Knows Best, 4.5. The Enchanted Wood, 3.5. Batman, Nightwalker, 4 stars. Mythos, 4.5. Throne of Glass, 4.5. Insanity 3, Circus, 4 stars. The Never Ending Story, 3 stars. And that's a generous 3 stars, like that show should have really been a 2.5. Crown of Midnight, 5 stars. And finally, Insanity 4, Hookah, 3 stars. So I've definitely had a mixed bag and I've only had 1 5-star book. Throne of Glass almost got 5 stars, but there was just something a little bit missing. So yes, definitely my favourite book so far of the year has definitely been the Throne of Glass series. If you've seen like my previous videos and seen me start my journey of that, you'll see very, very excited. My Crown of Midnight review was a lot of screaming. My least rated book, The Never Ending Story. To be honest, I really wasn't fussed about reading this book. I am still not fussed. I've actually read it and I could have gone the rest of my life never reading it. But again, like I've said, it was a present and I kind of felt like I was forced to read it. I felt like I was almost shamed into reading it because I'd never seen the film or read the book. But I thought it was an okay book. I thought it was pretty average. I felt like there should have been a sadder ending because it just felt like it was building to it. Maybe the film I would feel differently, but I don't know. It was okay, and to begin with, I really got into it. But I don't know, Bastian just turned into a bit of an asshole and I just started to just be like, okay, seriously, like he needs to die at this point. I've definitely had a real mix of books, like especially like trying to read Kindle and regular books. I've been reading the sort of Alice in Wonderland retelling as well. I've been trying to get through more of those because there are quite a lot in the series and they're great as good little filler books. Definitely sort of up and down. I really enjoyed Circus, but it had a lot of filler, just pointlessness that kind of padded it out but didn't. But then that was gone in Hooker, but then I found that like I wasn't getting what I wanted from Hooker. So again, I feel like that's a kind of weird sort of one of those kind of maybe trashy Kindle books, but because it goes with the crazy and the nonsense of Wonderland and doesn't hold back, it does make it quite entertaining and it is a really easy and fast read. I've also wanted to be sort of focusing more on reading some classics as well this year, and also sort of like original stories, hence why I read Mythos, because I've been wanting to read that for ages, and the Greek mythology world so appeals to me and I really loved it, and I can't wait to read Stephen Fry's next one, Heroes, because there is just so much of that world that is just like, I do really love it and I think it's really cool. So yeah, I do want to try and read more classics, which again is why I'm reading Jane Eyre, which again is also thanks to my Instagram follower Katie Wilson. Hello. Well done also, lady. I'm actually enjoying Jane Eyre. I like to have a real mix to keep me going. So now for the rest of the year, I still obviously have quite a few books. So I have the rest of Throne of Glass to finish. I've also still got Cassandra Clare's series as well that I really need to sort of make some headway with. I'm thinking of actually starting that in July. I actually only had 20 books marked down for my books that I wanted to read this year, and obviously a lot of those are actually books in series like Throne of Glass and then obviously Cassandra Clare. But again, I'm still kind of unsure which I wanted to pick. I've got 2 rereads which will be my Halloween reads, and I have also been thinking a lot of books that I want to read as well sort of later on in the year. I sort of had at the beginning I've noticed, and at the end I've had more seasonal reads, I guess is like the best way to kind of just books I feel like would be suited to certain seasons. So still to come sort of like from October time, I have got Bleeding Violet and a Slice of Cherry by Dia Reeves, and I also have The Toy Maker, which was gifted to me from Alice. So I will read that sort of Christmas time because I don't know, it just has that kind of wintry vibe to it. And I think there is another book as well actually, which I probably just can't remember. Uprooted by Naomi Novik, that is the other one. So yeah, I've also been thinking of some other books that I want to read in between, but yeah, I definitely need to knuckle down with sort of Throne of Glass and Cassandra Clare and just really get into it. Just got to figure out where I'm gonna go with Cassandra Clare, which like basically if I should start with the prequel or the main sort of series of books, the first ones that she wrote. So if you have any thoughts, then kind of let me know which one you think I should start with. I'm not really sure. I keep umming and ahhing and chopping and changing my mind, but I now do finally own the first book of each of them, so I can pick one up. That is everything. I am done for today's video. I wanted to make this a really quick one because Gavin sat on the floor right now and this is very weird for me to have to film with someone just sat there. And also a lot of books to get through and it's hella sunny outside and I want to catch me a tan, which is why I don't have any sleeves on, and also it's really hot in here. Comment below with your thoughts on my books and what you think of what I've read. What have you read so far this half of the year? What have you still got left to pick up for the rest of the year? I can't believe we are actually in July. This is horrifying. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button and show me your thumbs. Your love and support means the world. And if you're new, hello, welcome, subscribe, and then you can see lots more content, see what else I'm reading for the rest of the year. Anything else, then hit up the description box. Lots of ways to get in contact and chat with me. Instagram, BookLikes, Goodreads, all that jazz. Have a wonderful rest of your day and have a great week, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.
And cut.